Hi, I'm Amit from Doggy the app, and this is Shruti, our in-house canine nutritionist. And we are here to tell you what's in your dog's food. Hi, welcome back. So this is the first of a series of videos that you're going to do where we will run through your pet's favorite foods, tell you everything that is in them, and what is good, what is not. However, what we are not going to do is
Pass any judgments. So what we are going to do is read out the ingredients for you, explain what it means so that you could make the right decision and effectively help you make the right decision. Basic details about the food. It's a grain-free food. It's not hypoallergenic. It is meant for breed sizes, large or extra large breed size. For example, Labradors, German Shepherds, and Saint Bernards, Great Dane. Also, the minimum weight of the dog should be 30 kgs while consuming the food, and it should be fed after 12 months of their age.
cool. Okay, so Shruti, let's just quickly run through the pack, right? Let's show our viewers what is it that they say about the food, and then let's try and demystify whatever information that might not be so easy to understand for our viewers, right? So first thing that they say right here is that it's 60% meat, free-run poultry, basically meat, and 40% vegetables and fruits, right? Now, as far as I know, you have done your research in terms of their percentages, and this has turned out true, right?
Yeah. So there are 60% of meat. So it includes chicken, turkey, fish and herring, like flounder fish and herring fish. And yes, major sources are these. It does not contain any lamb, goat, or any other meat.
Any other kind of meat, right?
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. And 40% vegetable, fruits, and botanicals.
Yes.
I'm guessing it also includes supplements, which they actually clearly say here. Are zinc proteinate is their only supplement that they add?
Yes, that's the only additive they add. That too into very in an insignificant.
Very small quantities.
And other than that, whatever supplements they have, they're naturally sourced from the fruits and vegetables they have added, and from the meat and the.
Perfect. One last thing on the front of the pack, and there is something that I've heard Origin and Akana say very often, which is free run chicken. If you just could explain what do they mean by free run chicken?
Okay. So basically, they are just saying that the chicken is not caged. That means the chicken is grown naturally. They are kept.
So they've not been vaccinated and kind of grown bigger in lesser amount of time.
According to them, the chicken, the source meat is not pumped up with steroids and everything, but they're grown naturally. And those chicken and free run chicken, consequently cage free eggs also. So the meat source is grown in a very natural space, which means the chicken has it has high quality of protein in the meat.
Right. Okay, so next we will look at the back of the pack, and because we are working in a tight setting, we are going to do this. Okay, so as you can see, the pack has now been turned. We can see all the composition, ingredients, everything else right here. And what we're going to look at first is the composition itself, where everything is mentioned, whatever is there in the food. Fresh chicken meat, 13%, right? Shruti, what does that mean?
Fresh chicken meat is basically boneless chicken. Chicken as good as for human consumption. And out of 100% of the food, 13% constitutes of the fresh chicken meat.
Okay. And the next is chicken meal. Now, first of all, let me just clarify. Everything that is here, that's written here, I have on my phone. So I'm going to read from there, so for kind of pace reasons. Chicken meal, which is 12%. Now, they are mentioned separately. It sounds similar to me. Chicken meat, chicken meal. What's the difference?
It sounds similar, but it's not. Chicken meal is, again, it contains chicken. It also contains the bones of the chicken, and the whole thing is rendered. Now, rendering is a process where you would, simply destroy the disease-causing bacteria. So it's healthy, and since it contains bones as well, the crushed parts of the bones, it adds as in calcium.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're saying chicken meal is a good thing?
Chicken meal is a good thing, yes.
Okay, perfect. So we are talking about, now we are at 25% of fresh ingredients. Next is turkey meal at 11%. Same thing with turkey, I guess?
But with the turkey.
Okay, fair enough. Next is red lentils. Let me clarify. This is the first ingredient here, which does not mention a percentage. However, as far as I understand how the composition is supposed to work is you're supposed to go from the highest to the lowest. Is that correct, Shruti?
Yes, according to the guidelines, they're supposed to mention all the ingredients in the descending order.
Correct. So that means red lentil should be less than 11%, which is turkey meal, and more than green peas, which is 8%. Fair
Yes,
enough?
yes.
Perfect. Sorry. Now coming back, what is red lentils?
It's basically masoor ki dal.
Okay.
We call it in Hindi.
Okay.
It's a good source of protein. Dogs can consume it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whole green peas, which is 8%. I believe peas are anyways really good for dogs, and
Yes.
peas contain very good quality protein, right?
I agree. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Field beans, is that rajma?
No, it's not.
Okay,
It's just another kind of a bean.
okay. Any special feature of them? Anything that
No,
you?
I'll be honest. They are just another green leafy vegetables, but as like beans, peas, they are quite safe for dogs to consume. So let's just not.
Okay, okay. Next is fresh chicken giblets, which I believe includes liver, heart, and kidney.
Yeah, they are organ meats and they are really good for dogs. I mean, it's even safe for human consumption. So.
Okay, okay. So 4% of that looks good. Herring meal. Herring is a kind of fish, right?
Yes, it's a fish, and herring overall is a very healthy fish for dogs.
Okay.
They can consume it. It's not bad at all, and given it's a meal, so it also has the herring bones and everything crushed together, and purified for dogs to consume.
Okay, and the reason why we haven't heard of herring as a fish is because it's not an Indian fish. It's not really found in India, right?
No, they're basically found in Pacific Ocean.
Okay, okay, perfect. And that's where the food is built, right? This food is made in.
They have mentioned where they get the meat from. They have mentioned their greens they get it from Fraser Valley, and generally they get all the fish from the Pacific Ocean. Like so, basically they don't have anything caged, but it is sourced naturally.
Cool.
Yeah.
And they're based out of Canada, right? So almost everything that we have here is sourced locally from within Canada.
Yes.
Cool. Okay, next is again, as you mentioned, fresh cage-free eggs. That's again 4%. Nothing wrong with eggs at
Not
all. And the next item here would be fresh whole flounder.
Flounder is a fish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it says fresh whole flounder. It constitutes 4% of the food. Like out of 100%, 4% is flounder, and it's again, since it is sourced naturally and it's everything it's a meal. It also contains the bones and everything of the fish.
And fish would be very good for omega, right? Omega oils are found in fish mostly.
Yeah, but if you look ahead, they have mentioned they have herring oil. So
they have also added it separately over and
yes,
above.
apart from the herring meal, they have
Huh.
also added herring oil, which can be as a energy supplement. It can also add as a omega fatty acids, which would take care of your dog's coat.
Is this something that is especially important for large breed dogs? Because I can see, as you just said, over and above the fish, they have gone above and beyond to add even more omega. Is it something that is important for large breed dogs, and hence a part of this formula?
Yeah, there's some large breeds like Saint Bernard. It's like they really need their coat to be shiny and clean, and if the coat gets if the coat is not maintained, it can really cause them a lot of trouble. And apart from that, fish is a very healthy source of protein and fats. So basically, if you notice, they are trying to cover different sources of protein to take care of the dog's growth.
Okay. And does omega in any way or form help bone development?
It does, but however, not as much as the lamb food does, to be very honest.
Okay,
Omega functions more on the side of taking care of the coat and taking care of the dryness in the body.
Okay, fair enough. So as you said, 3% is herring oil. And the next item also seems to be similar in nature, which is chicken fat, which is 3%. Now, just tell us, what is chicken fat?
So, in the process of rendering, what happens is, they would remove the moisture and the other disease-causing bacteria, and what is left behind is the fat and and the protein. So they have added the other fat, the healthy chicken fat, which does not cause obesity but increases the taste for the food.
Okay.
So chicken fat is like health and taste food.
Okay, perfect. Next, we go into a series of ingredients where we do not see exact percentages, but they sound like pretty interesting ingredients to have.
Yes.
The first is sun-cured alfalfa. What is it?
Alfalfa is a very necessary additive in your dog's diet.
Okay.
And it is loaded with magnesium, calcium, and potassium minerals. Studies have also shown that it helps in fighting arthritis as well. So, and since it is sun dried and not dried through any kind of processes, so it's assured that whatever the necessary, it's not losing any kind of minerals in it while drying.
I have a feeling we are going to come back to this item when we talk about ash again, aren't we?
Yes.
Yes, we will. Next is green lentils, which we spoke about, and then there is whole yellow peas. It's mentioned second time. Is there a difference between normal peas and whole yellow peas?
Yeah, normally like there are green peas, and when it comes to yellow peas, they are like a little premium quality of peas, like golden mutter, what we call it.
Oh, okay. Okay, sweet. So it's even better quality.
Kind of.
Great. Pea fiber. Now, pea fiber is mentioned separately. Any reason? What does it? Is it supposed to mean something else?
No, if they're adding the whole peas, I'm sure the fibers are also going in it.
So then why would they mention it separately? Pea fibers.
If they're extracting fiber from the pea and then adding it, probably that is that.
Next is fresh chicken cartilage. What's like? I know I've seen a lot of dogs eat cartilage. I've till date not been able to understand what value does it bring.
It brings calcium.
Okay, fair.
Majorly it brings calcium in the dog's food.
Okay.
Because it's from the bones directly.
Okay. Next is kelp, dried brown kelp. What's that?
Kelp is found in the sea.
Okay.
And it's a very good additive in the dog's diet.
Is it some kind of plant?
It's a sea plant.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, we have got a sea plant here, which is dried and then added to the food. Then there is fresh pumpkin. Pumpkin has been known to be good for dogs as long as maintained within a limit.
Yes, it's kind of a superfood for dogs. It is filled with phosphorus, magnesium, and given in extra quantities can harm your dog, but given in the right quantity can help your dog have a better digestion and whatnot.
Next is what is mentioned here as fresh whole parsnips. What's that?
Parsnips are just like carrots and radish. It's a root vegetable. It has leaf and it's grown inside the ground, and since it is a green leafy vegetable, it does contain high amounts of zinc and iron in it.
Boom. Now, next few look to me like pure leafy vegetables, and they're all there for the same reason. So I'm going to quickly tell you which those are. Fresh kale, fresh whole carrots, fresh mustard greens, and fresh turnip greens.
Yes.
Right? These are all more or less similar stuff. Right, green vegetables. What do they add to a dog's food?
They add a lot of fiber content along with zinc, iron, and magnesium minerals.
Okay.
And also vitamin B.
Okay.
See, large breed dogs generally have a tight colon, especially German Shepherds.
Okay.
So they do need a healthy fiber in their diet to properly pass motions and to even form their stools correctly. So
fair enough. That explains a lot of. In fact, that also explains what we discussed some time ago, the peas fiber separately added to the food. Right. Next is fresh whole carrots, apples, fruits are there. I mean, I don't think we need to explain much on those. Pears. Next comes, what is interesting to me is freeze-dried chicken liver. Not mentioned in what quantity. We have already added fresh liver. Why do we need to add over and above that freeze-dried chicken liver and freeze-dried turkey liver?
Okay. So, apart from all of this, the freeze-dried means, according to Akana, their ingredients, the whole refrigeration is the only process how they preserve the food.
Okay.
So, they don't add any preservatives in it. So, it's just like cherry on the cake, right? If you are feeding a good meal to your dog and you add extra liver to it. So, the liver is kept aside. It's just freeze dried properly, and then you just add it extra. So it's just the added
it adds flavor.
It adds not flavor. It's pure organ.
Okay.
So it's pure liver of chicken, pure liver of turkey.
No, so my
which
question
not
is
bad at
exactly
all.
that. No, my question is
Yeah.
exactly that. Why use the same item, part as fresh, part as frozen?
Uh, because liver has different liver basically is an organ meat which would give you extra vitamin B, vitamin B12, and it is basically kind of a supplement in the dog's diet. Just livers is not the whole diet, but adding extra liver in a dog's diet would give your dog, more balanced diet. So that's about it. So it's not necessary, but it's very good that they add it.
Okay, but I'm still going to keep this question aside and probably ask Akana this, that if, let's say, if there is 10 grams of liver in a dog's food, why should not all 10 grams be fresh? Instead, why should we have 5 grams fresh and 5 grams as freeze dried? There has to be a reason. Probably we don't understand it right now, basis whatever information they have given. But I think it's a fair question to ask, right?
It's a fair question. You could also think that the fresh chicken meal and the fresh chicken, it's just sourced fresh, and the freeze dried ones are kept from the old times, and they have just kept it and then they're using it. Maybe they've sourced
It saves
a month ago.
it saves cost, right? It saves cost. I can understand that. Next would be, again, the very very nice fruits, which is cranberries are there, fresh whole blueberries are there. I believe these are very good in minerals again, right?
It's good in minerals, and especially cranberries. They take care of the dog's urinary tract.
Beautiful. Next is something called chicory root. Shruti, what is chicory root?
It's a plant, and it is a natural fiber.
Okay.
Yeah.
Turmeric, haldi, as we all know, it's generally pretty good for dogs, right?
Yes, it has anti-inflammatory properties. It also boosts immune system.
Okay. Okay. So very similar usage as for humans, right?
Yes.
Very similar effects rather. Milk thistle, again, not something really found in India. I'm not sure. I don't know.
It's a good source of calcium, and calcium, magnesium, and other minerals.
Okay. Burdock root.
It's an antioxidant. It's a plant.
Okay. Okay. Again, a plant. And next is very interesting. Lavender. Lavender is something we use in perfumes often. How is it used here?
Lavender flowers are used, and it has calming properties.
Okay. Marshmallow root, again, this is different than marshmallows that we eat, right?
Yes, it's a
Okay.
plant, and it has different kinds of properties. Like it supports bone health. It also supports stoppage of cancer. It also supports brain development, like the cognitive health of the dog.
Okay. And then the last, we reach right at the end, something called rose hips.
It's a good source of vitamin C, and
Okay.
being a vitamin C, it is also a good antioxidant.
So that kind of takes us to the end of composition, right? The only extra thing that I think we have missed out on is one additive which they are also mentioned in the front, right?
Yes.
Something to do with zinc, right? Only 100 milligrams, which is very 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 small amount in the overall scheme of things. So that takes us to the end of the composition segment. Next, we are going to look at what do these ingredients actually constitute into, which is the analytical constituents of the food. Your proteins, carbohydrates, all of those things, right? What body breaks them into. Now, there are two very important things that I'm going to mention here. First is the analytical constituents are by law has to be mentioned on the product pack. However, if you head on to doggytheapp.com, we will give you two additional pieces of information. First is that we will remove the moisture mentioned here, because effectively moisture does not add any value to your pet's food, and we actually give you dry matter value percentages on the product page on Doggy the App. And the other important thing is no product here would tell you the amount of carbohydrates that are there in the food, right? While on the website we have actually calculated the amount of carbohydrate as per a universal law of how to calculate it, and mentioned it on the pages itself. If you want to know more, just head on to the website. Everything is mentioned there. It's also given very clearly how we have calculated what, right? Perfect. So that brings us to the next point. In terms of analytical constituents, I'm not going to refer to what they have mentioned here right now. I'm going to refer to our website. 35% of dry matter value
Okay.
is proteins, right? That's enough. That's less, more. How does that sound to you?
It's not less, it's not too much, it's ideal given it's a it is for the large breed dogs.
Hmm.
And more protein would also bring in more amount of fat, and we don't want a giant breed dog to be fat.
Hmm.
It can cause hip dysplasia and other joint issues. So I believe the protein source is healthy. It's a good amount of protein, and I think it's quite sufficient for a large breed dog. 35% of
Okay,
protein.
perfect. And then there is 17% fat. You mentioned the fat shouldn't be too much. Is it
Yes.
too much?
It's not. Given it's healthy fat, it's not unhealthy fat.
Okay.
If you see, they have clearly mentioned they have sourced fat from chicken, turkey, fish. All these constituents into a healthy fat food.
Beautiful. Next is one of the most confusing elements of pet food in general. Something we call ash, right? There's 8% of that here as a dry matter value. Two questions, very simple. First of all, what is ash? What constitutes ash?
Ash constituents of three major minerals: calcium, phosphorus, and magnesium. And it can also include other minerals like zinc, copper.
Sure.
And why it is called ash is it is derived, or we come to know about it by this test where the kibble is taken and it is burned at a very high temperature, and whatever is left out, okay, what we call it raak in Hindi, is constituent of calcium and magnesium and the phosphorus.
So basically, what you're saying is, if I burnt a piece of kibble, then the remains of that is actually these minerals.
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay.
Yes, and hence it is called ash.
Okay. Perfect. Now that sounds like an important bit, right? And how do we get it? Like, it comes in meat. How do we get these minerals?
So they could be technological additives, okay, like synthetic additives, and since the food is also containing bones and other cartilages, so we can assume, or it is safe to assume in this case, that the major source of ash is from the natural sources like calcium. So
Okay, perfect. So next is carbohydrates and fiber, which constitutes a total of 40%, out of which 6% is fiber, 34% is only carbohydrates. Fiber, I think we have already discussed a little while back. It helps in digestion, right?
yes.
Okay, perfect. And then 34% of carbs. Is it good, bad, ugly? What are you talking about here?
Okay. In carbs, it is important how it is sourced.
Okay.
In this case, we have seen it is clearly sourced from the botanicals, that is fruits, vegetables, and other plants.
Not grains, right?
Not grains at all.
Beautiful.
There are no grains
Yes.
here at all.
Great. So that means that the carbs here are also nice. There is no gluten, clearly.
Because there's no grains.
Yes. I'm just going to head back to the pack because they mention a couple of other things that we have not covered here. One of which is calcium. They mention calcium as 1.4%. I'm guessing exactly as you said, it comes from the bones
Yes.
that they put inside. There's also phosphorus, 1.1%. I have a strong feeling that the phosphorus contents are mentioned separately as well as a part of ash, because it is mandatory to put it as a part of ash, right?
Yes, and also phosphorus. We can see phosphorus are also present in the botanicals as well.
Which is fine. My
Yeah.
point is, if crude ash is supposed to have phosphorus no matter what, and if they mention phosphorus separately as well, isn't there a high chance that it's overlapping?
There
No?
could be a chance.
There could be a chance, right?
Yeah.
So the phosphorus on the pack is not something is something that we'll have to get back to you on. We'll have to definitely check with Akana on this one. Next is omega 6, omega 3, 2.4 and 1.2%, huge amount, about 3.6%. I'm guessing it comes directly from the fish oil that we have mentioned earlier.
Yeah, the fish oil, the flounder, and the fish meal, the herring meal, the
Yes,
flounder,
yes.
and the herring oil.
Okay. The next is DHA EPA. What's DHA EPA?
DHA helps in the cognitive development of a dog.
Okay.
And it is sourced naturally given the all ingredients and what we have spoken about before.
Okay, perfect. A couple of quick ones right at the end. Glucosamine. 1500 mg per kg. Very, very minute in number, but what does it do? What is glucosamine all about?
Glucosamine basically helps in the bone development.
Okay.
And as and when the dogs grow,
Hmm.
the glucosamine production reduces in the dog's body.
Hmm.
So it kinds of help the dog to produce or help, to have more glucosamine in the body and to take care of the wear and tear of the bones. And large dogs need it given if they increase weight and they can develop hip dysplasia later or any kinds of arthritis issues, it is very necessary to have glucosamine in their diet.
Okay. Okay. So basically, if you really wanted to give this to your adult large breed dog, wouldn't it be better to just take a small pack of another Akana food? They are made in the same lab, more or less, right?
Yeah, and the closest to this one is the Prairie Poultry one. It comes in 340 grams, and since it's the poultry meat, and here also, if you see, it's all about all the poultry like chicken and turkey. I think it's quite on the similar lines for you to try.
Right, right,
And if your dog likes it and he's above 30 kgs, then this is the right choice.
Okay, perfect. Now the price. On our website again, you get not just the full price of a product, but also price per kgs for you to be able to make the right kind of choice on which product pack size to take. So 11.4 kg costs 605 rupees per kg, and the other size 17 kg costs 529 rupees per kg. Honestly speaking, Shruti, it sounds like a great price for the product that we have here.
I agree.
Most of the really premium pet foods are above 800 to 900 rupees per kg, right? If
Yes.
I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
This is approximately 500 rupees, which is like I'm really impressed by that. And also right now I believe this product is available on our website with a special offer, right?
Yeah, we are offering free pet health insurance on this product.
Right, by Bajaj Allianz, right?
Yes.
Perfect. So in fact, that insurance thing is also available on our pet food subscriptions. You should watch our separate subscription video to understand what that is all about. But yeah, pet health insurance is something that we offer at Doggy the app on some products and food subscriptions in general, and you should definitely check it out for your pet. And if you like what we are trying to do here, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel to keep getting to know more about pet foods.
And tell your dog we said hi.
And it's time for us to say
Bye.